Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Kakwadash. Of course, double honors. Once again, go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, who through the Holy Spirit continue to push out this truth. Salutations to fellow Akim, also who are out there pushing this truth, all honest and sincerity across the four corners, trying to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. This is Naaman with the DC camp. And lo and behold, I expected him. Truthfully, I expected him to hold out a little bit longer, but they got him. They got your boy. Look at him. Kyrie Irving issues joint statement with the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. I admit the negative impact of my post. Commits 500 large. That's $500,000 donation to eradicate hate. So not only did he apologize, but he gave up $500,000. See, here's where it should become apparent to all. You are still a slave. This man didn't say anything. He didn't threaten anyone. He merely posted a link to a video, a documentary from Hebrews to Negroes. And they got offended. Here's the thing you have to keep in mind. You have a thief. You have, first of all, you have a liar. You have a thief. You have a murderer. And that's what these people all represent. I'm talking about the so-called Jews. That is a criminal organization that runs this world. All right? This is no conspiracy theory or none of that bullshit. If you haven't woken up to that fact, all right, you're the one that's fucked. All right? They've been playing this game for a very long time. And they're making examples out of jakes that have means, have money, that a lot of you worship. You think that somehow that's going to free you. If you haven't figured out people like this that are forced to do these things, all because these people are getting jumpy because they're being found out. But see, ultimately, this is the Most High doing this. All right? Because it's time. All right? Job 14:5. Let's get that real quick. It tells you that this piece of crap, he has a bounds that he cannot pass. All right. So let's get that real quick. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. All right. Along to go with that. That's Old Testament. Let's go all the way to the end. All right. Because like I said, he knoweth us. All right. This is Revelation 12:12. He says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, and we're not talking about the spiritual demon, Satan here. I know that sits on the left side. All right. It's talking about your human adversary when it talks about Satan. That's why you have to look up things, in the proper context, as people like to say. It's come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right, we're talking about his physical counterparts here on the earth. This is just how this reality is set up. You have an up, you have a down, you have a left, you have a right, you have a good, you have a bad, you have a righteous, you have a wicked. All right, at least so much as can be in the flesh. All right. So you have these opposites, these polar opposites. All right, they're mixed. This is what they're meant for. So in order for you to understand that, let's go see what the Most High did. This is Sirach 33, and I will start around at 11. Actually, I think 10. Let's start at 10. It says, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. Adama. All right, the ground, that rich brown soil. All right. In much knowledge, the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse. So all this, we all can get along and all that? No. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them hath he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. 13, here's the point. As the clay is in the potter's hand, who's the potter? It's the Most High, to fashion it at his pleasure. So man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two, and one against another. That's the way it's supposed to be. So all this that you hear in the Christian church talking about all this love, and you can't have one without the other. That's the point. All right. So let's go back here. We hadn't even got to reading the article yet. I'm still stuck on this because I'm like, you know what? But it was to be expected. All right. It shows you the people that you think that would have some moxie, as the old timers used to say, intestinal fortitude, because they got all this loot. No, because you got somebody over you, all right, that can fuck your life up, all right? So it goes on to say, after a week of controversy and deflection, Brooklyn Nets superstar Kyrie Irving admitted that posting a link to an anti-Semitic, and we got to see, this is the thing too, you got to remember, if it be of man, all right, let's get that scripture real quick. Oh no. If it be of man, all right, so let's go to Acts 5 and 38. It says, and now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone, for if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. Let me explain what I'm talking about. You've got people that, this woke shit you hear about, they think they're on some kind of level, and they think they can combat these devils, all right? Now you're talking about these people into all kinds of witchcraft. I'm talking about, the so-called Jews. I'm talking about these elites, these elite banking families and all this. I would recommend, because Stanley Kubrick was an insider, and I think the last movie he made before he passed was Eyes Wide Shut, and it gave you a glimpse. See, everybody just thinks all these movies are just, go there to see, oh, it was so nice. No, he was telling you what was going on behind the curtain, so to speak. All right. These things, I almost said these things, these people are into all kinds of wicked shit. All right. No one's making this up. All right. So, what's going on here? You've got these people, I'm talking about Kyrie Irving and Jakes like that think they're on some kind of level. No, you have to do this. That's why we do it using the scriptures, because this is what this is all about at the end of the day. All right. All this shit that Irving and this jackass, and don't be fooled, he's in on it too. Ye or Kanye. At the end of the day, that's too easy for them. No, come at them with these scriptures. They pretend to be the chosen, Salaki. They pretend to be the chosen. Challenge them on that. They're not going to be able to do that because these people are Talmudists. They have nothing to do, all right, with the scriptures, because when you find out who they are, it condemns them. That's why they use the Talmud. And I also challenge you for people that say, oh, well, you're talking, shit. No, why don't you try reading that shit? All right, do some investigative work on your own. All right, these people are most foul. They are the wicked. All right. This all stems from Genesis 25, started around 19. All right, Jacob and Esau. You know, Isaac and Rebekah. They give birth to Jacob and Esau, and that's what this is all stems from. All right. Study that before you run your mouth off and just say, "Oh, fuck it." All right. Because what we are, it's the reason why we're out here on the highways and byways, trying to wake up people up before it's too late, and it's getting to be about that time. All right. If you're not paying attention to what's going on over there on the seas, with you paying attention to stuff like this really is a distraction. All right. This really is a distraction, because I tell you something else. While this is going on, it's like Biden signed something else pertaining to what? Further getting us into this digital dollar. All right. I believe it was on the 7th. All right. See, all these distractions. You got all your sports, you got your baseball going on, you got your football going on. You know, hockey starting up. And you get the World Series going on now. So all these distractions, and they behind the scenes signing your life away. That's the way they do it. That's the way they roll. Your so-called elected representatives. All right, but back to this. Let's continue. You know, if this, let me read it again before I go to this. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found even to fight against the Most High. All right? And that's why ultimately, all right, they weren't able to do anything. So what they're going to be forced to do, since now their intent was probably to scare people away, but it's actually caused people to look into it further. See, one of the worst things they could have done, like that stunt they pulled at the basketball game, was it last night or the night before last? You know, having these fake Jews show up with these shirts saying, stop anti-Semitism or something. And what, by the way, what the fuck is an anti-Semite? What is a Semite, first of all? There's no such word. You see how they play games? You know how many families of Shemites there are? The Arabs, they're Shemites. The Japanese and Chinese, they're Shemites. And in case you hadn't figured it out by now, we're Shemites. We never were Hamites. We're not so-called Africans. We never were. That's what they're trying to detract from. All right? But see, our people are stuck on stupid shit. They set up the music industry, got our people going at each other, that black culture. Who do you think set that shit up? And now you out here killing yourselves, killing your own while they sit back and look at those monkeys. It's so sad, but you're not mad at them. Curses, that's madness. I believe it's Deuteronomy 28 and 28. That's madness. All right. Let's see. All right. Irving went on to say, I'm a human being learning from all walks of life, and I intend to do so with an open mind and a willingness to listen. Irving's statement was part of a joint communique released by the All-Star point guard, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Anti-Defamation League. The Nets and Irving pledged to donate $500,000 cash toward causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate in our communities. It indicated that the team and the player will work with the ADL in making those donations. Ain't that some shit? So you see how this is all set up. No matter what happens, these motherfuckers get paid. In the social media post containing the statement, the ADL said further, in light of the events from the past week, we commend the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie Irving for listening to the concerns of everyone who spoke out against, and there's that word, anti-Semitism. So you know what you do? You go to Genesis 10. First, you got to ask them, well, who is all a Shemite? I see anytime this word comes up, you say it only pertains to you. But here, I read that there are many others. What's up with that? So if someone says something that you think pertains to you, should the Arab get them going there, that direction? And then say, well, what makes you a Jew? And furthermore, that's just one tribe, isn't it? See? And taking it as an opportunity to learn and do better. All right, so there's that communique. Oh boy. Last night, the talking heads on TNT's Emmy-winning Inside the NBA Rip Irving was sharing an Amazon link to a movie that contains... How does it contain... The motherfuckers did it. They're the one that was responsible for bringing our people over here. That's documented. Why don't you push for them? In other words, show the proof. And then again, bring the scriptures. Not necessarily in order, but like damn, people just, as soon as they hear that, they've been so conditioned to just anti-Semitism. And that's why they're been able to literally get away with murder. The man did not say in it. He posted, why don't you go ahead now? What are you going to be afraid to look at the movie now? I mean, the documentary, movie, whatever. And no one's going to challenge, apparently, no one but us is going, nobody else is going to challenge these motherfuckers. Why? Because you'll be labeled an anti-Semite. Wow. But like I said earlier, this is the Most High's movie. This is his game. This is his chess game. All right. It says in a much replayed post-game podium debate with ESPN reporter Nick Friedel and others, Irving argued that he wasn't promoting the ideas contained in the video or even the video itself. He said that just posting a link, the Amazon.com page for the film, to his 17 million Instagram followers with no comment was not promotion, though the post later disappeared. I think the NBA dropped the ball. I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam Silver should have suspended him, said Charles Barkley, King Coon himself. And Simp too. They made a mistake, and I can't believe we're talking about this idiot. Got the nerve to call someone an idiot. He continued, we have suspended and fined people who have made homophobic slurs. I think if you insult the black community, you should be suspended or fined. Irving, who is averaging 32 points in further, well, that's his stats. You can read that for yourself. But the point being, here it is. You know who's ruling over you. All right. Let's get that. Let's see, Voltaire. There we go. Oh. All right, let's see. Well, that's a good one too. Those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. These motherfuckers own the press, the media. All right. Common sense is not so common. That's a good one. That's not the one I'm looking for. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Right at the top, if you want to know who controls you, look at who you are not allowed to criticize. This is Voltaire again, who, by the way, was supposedly an atheist until he was on his deathbed. Anyway, if you want to know who controls you, look at who you are not allowed to criticize. Is that not what we're talking about here? There you go. All right. Of course, I'll put the link here to this. And of course, this. What's even the point then? You can't even, like I said, the guy didn't say anything derogatory. Not even, he just posted a link, say, hey, check out this documentary. But see, like I said earlier, these are the actions of a thief, of a liar, first of all, a thief, and a murderer when they're found out. This is exactly the kind of response you would expect. They're being exposed, people. They are being exposed. This is why you should never, ever, in this world, hold on, think that you got it made because you got a little money. All right, let's see. Hold on. Especially when you're dealing with a piece of shit like these Edomites. This is Sirach 14, because this is who he's dealing with. Start at 4. He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul gathereth for others, that shall spend his goods riotously. Isaiah 60 should come to mind. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And we're seeing that now. 8. The envious man hath a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despiseth men. You got to understand, these are people that are so rich. We're talking about one family alone, the Rothschilds. Yes, they do exist. All this debt, they themselves could wipe it out. But because they have such a God complex, hey, Isaiah 14th chapter, Ezekiel 28th chapter, 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter. That's what I meant when he's being exposed, and he is. Verse 9, a covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion. Habakkuk 2nd chapter. He is not. Hence covetousness, to the extent that it becomes avarice. Let's look up avarice real quick, and then I'm going to cut this because this is who you're dealing with. For those of you that think, yeah, you can make money and you can, which is going to be done away with here very shortly. You can make a little money, you know, I can live my best life and all this shit. No, he's coming for everything you got. Klaus Schwab already said, you will own nothing and be happy. What do you think he's talking about? So all this shit that you fucked over everybody for, and who knows what else you did to get it, it's going to be for naught. Let's look up avarice. Oops. Yeah, avarice. Immoderate desire for wealth, cupidity, an inordinate desire of gaining and possessing wealth, covetousness, cupidity, greediness, or insatiable desire of gain. These are, how many of you remember the movie American Psycho? That's what you're dealing with these guys on Wall Street and the like, in the financial industry. They're psychopaths. You have to know the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath. All right? Yes, a psychopath is the most dangerous. You never, if you don't know what you're doing, want to call out a psychopath. You just got probably yourself killed and everybody else around you. Synonyms. Miserliness. Who was the most famous miser that you ever heard of? Shouldn't be that hard now, come on. Ebenezer Scrooge. All denote bad qualities, corruptions of the natural instinct of possession. Avarice, literally greediness, a strong desire to get objects of value. I don't have to go anymore. That's what was old grandma used to say, child can't help itself. That's what you're dealing with here. That's how he was created. So sad. These people think that, you know, I'm talking about Jakes, they get into these industries, whatever it be, entertainment, whatever. And you find out, like, what the fuck was all this ever for? Usually much too late. All right. After you'd all but destroyed yourself. So sad. So sad. Let's see, did I have anything else? Yeah, here's another one. Sirach 30 and 15. Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. Hey, what was that Rockefeller that had all those heart surgeries? I think 7 before he died. I think he was 102. Yeah. What did all that wealth? He was a billionaire many times over. That didn't help him. It says the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour, wheat. This is Sirach 39:26. Honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All right. And that's never going to be more apparent than because of what's coming. All right. Because they're getting ready to shut all this shit down. So all these, you know, nice things you used to be so proud of and have, well, enjoy them while you can. That's all I can say. Hey, so with that, once again, hey, it's just a matter of time. So Kyrie Irving had to give it up. They got him. Hey, so with that, I hope whoever reviews this is edified. Of course, that's what we try to do here at Great Millstone. Filter everything through the scriptures. All right, so you'll know what time it is. All right, and having said that, time is very, very short. All right. People are acting real strange, but my point being, it's real dangerous out here. All right, people are stressed out. Be aware of your surroundings, like I usually say. All right, keep your head on a swivel. Be circumspect. because you never know, tip off at any time. Hey, so with that, hey, shalom.